What's up, everybody? It's your boy Meme here. I'm putting a blanket over my body right now because, you know, I don't want to do a shirtless video, and I actually don't have any clothes right now. They're all in the washing machine or dryer. My flannel that I normally wear if I just want to button something on is currently in the washing machine, and I don't want to like put on a shirt because I'm about to go to bed. So, you know, you're gonna have awesome blanket time. I woke up this morning at like 4:40, and then I got ready for work and I went to work with my mom. Work went pretty well. I parked the boat on my own for the first time today, and that went really well. There were no issues, which I'm really happy about. I was worried that I was gonna like bump into something, like the air compressor is always a little weird in front of the door, but it ended up being okay. Yeah, then for lunch I had some beef barley soup, and for dinner we had awesome pizza. Oh, and that morning I had a bagel and some coffee. Nothing else is really happening. A funny interaction happened at work. I try to time my times going into the work kitchen to where I don't have to interact with people, which is probably bad. I've sort of been like pilled on human interaction. I think it's actually really good to talk to people, and you should really just talk to as many people as possible all the time. You should always talk to people, always. But anyway, yeah, so I usually try to time my kitchen visits in the work kitchen to where I don't have to interact with people. But there were a couple of people in there, and they were talking about these like caffeine pouch things that we have in the kitchen. You know, one of them had asked like, oh, you know, I wonder what's in like a cup of coffee, because they were trying to compare it to the packet, because the packet had like, I think 180 milligrams of caffeine. And I said, you know, it should have a cup of coffee should have, you know, 80 to 90 milligrams of caffeine. And he said, really, how do you know that? And then I looked it up, and then I said, I don't know. So I looked it up and it was 95. So I was kind of correct. I knew it was in the high double digits, right? And 80 to 90 is mostly correct. And I was talking to, you know, of course, it's not wholly accurate. When people talk about like how much caffeine is in a cup of coffee, the caffeine content varies widely on like the roast and, you know, the whatever, like the roast. I don't know too much about coffee, but I know that number isn't wholly accurate. But when, you know, presumably when they're talking about this 95 milligrams of caffeine number, they're talking about like diner, like drip coffee. I guess if you're not American, you don't know what I'm talking about. Like coffee from a coffee maker, you know, like coffee, you know, like bad coffee that you don't make from a French press, or that you don't brew cold, you know. But yeah, nothing else is really going on. Today went pretty well. I mostly just organized Wilson rod at work. And Wilson rod is just this terrible, it's like all thread, except it's like way thicker, and it has, the thread is sort of, I don't know, okay, at work we call it Wilson rod, but I don't know if that's what that is. It's like a type of, it's the way the thread works. So like there's sort of a well where the thread is, and like the shape of it sort of defines it as Wilson rod, but it's sort of indescribable. And now that I'm because I was going to describe it like, oh, instead of like a flat like triangle shape that, you know, defines the thread of the rod, it's more of a cylindrical shape. But I think I just made that up. Like, I think I made up that distinction between Wilson rod and all thread. Like, I think the truth about Wilson rod is that it's I don't know. The thing that differentiates Wilson rod from all thread is it's like thread pitch or something. I have no idea. But I was organizing Wilson rod, which is this thing you use for, you know, structural integrity, I think, mostly, in the process of building models. Yeah. Something really weird about it, though, was that I kept finding hardware for like this one specific type of Wilson rod, but we have like 4 distinct Wilson rod sizes, so I don't know where any of the other hardware for the other 3 are. Also, a lot of the distinct Wilson rod sizes are like really rusty, so I think we might not even be using them, frankly, but it's probably bad to throw away, it's probably expensive, I don't know. But yeah, how long have I been recording this? Almost 5 minutes. Nothing else is really going on. Gemini 3 came out today, and that's pretty cool. I haven't watched the T3 GG video yet, so that I know what to be told, what to think about it. And of course, I'm mostly joking when I say that, but I honestly haven't really looked into it. It seems pretty expensive. It seems, according to artificial analysis, it's like, 3 points ahead of GPT-5 High, which is pretty neat, or maybe 5.1 now. I know it's the highest, model on artificial analysis by about 3 points compared to the runner-up. But aside from that, nothing else really. Bye.